Dale Matthews Grants Pass. It's not escaped our attention. We haven't forgotten that you refuse to fund the sheriff with funds that have come in available to the county. It's not escaped our attention of those who opposed the last levy that we're the only ones that are saying that we think you ought to be funding the sheriff. Where are all the people that were at every meeting in the past saying it's all about funding the sheriff? We said, no, it's not. You just want a levy. No, we're for funding the sheriff. Well, as it turns out, where are they? There is an opportunity to fund the sheriff, but you decided not to. You have said that it's a bridge to nowhere. The sheriff disagrees. We've talked to him. You have said, well, it's just a temporary measure. The sheriff disagrees with you. It doesn't have to be a temporary measure. He'd like to hire 2 people. In fact, he said he'd be delighted to hire 2 people. That's not enough. Well, he'd be delighted to hire 2 people. Maybe even transfer people over that don't need to go to school for 9 months. They'll be going to school for 9 months. No, not necessarily. He says he has people in mind. It doesn't have to be that way. Well, it's a bridge to nowhere. We know what you mean by a bridge to nowhere. You've already said it. The last time you did this, with funds that were available then, it did not lead to a levy. Well, there's your bridge to nowhere. It didn't end up with a levy. Maybe this won't either. Yeah, probably not, given the record. But he still needs the people. He could still use them. He'd still love to have them. No, it means nothing. Well, not according to the sheriff, it doesn't mean nothing. Not according to citizens, it doesn't mean nothing. You could do this. Well, we could have a special hearing where people come in and talk about the supplementary budget or some addition to it. Yeah, let's do that. But what you said last time is, well, that doesn't really matter. Because no matter how many people show up at this meeting, really? I'm getting mystery telephone calls from people who are all begging me not to do this. Like they were begging you not to have a voter's pamphlet before. He doesn't think there's anybody that's against good law enforcement in this area, and he's right. We were just against the money going through the commissioners. We didn't want you skimming 10% off the top. Well, apparently this wouldn't do that. Is that the reason? Because you don't get your 10% off the top? Just stick to what you'd said. You said, we're for law enforcement. So are we. We'd like to see safety. So would we. I tear up when I cross a place that's been closed. Yeah, well, we don't exactly do that, but yeah, we're in favor of this thing. You could do it. He could use the money. It's not a bridge to nowhere. It's not a waste of time. It doesn't have to be it can be 2 people lasting for 4 years.